Hey guys, welcome back. In this video, I'm going to show you a demo application in which I have integrated Google Calendar API with Rails 6. In this demo, you will see that I will create events locally in my Rails app and that events will be saved to the Google Calendar and you can see those events on your calendar as well. And I can add attendees of the email as well from my Rails application, and when I update events locally in my Rails app, then they will get updated on Google Calendar. And if I update events in Google Calendar, then I can also sync them with my local events and I can delete local events, and then that will get deleted from the Google Calendar as well. So we will see all this in demo. But before moving forward, I just wanted to clear one thing that I will not show you that how we will do this from scratch by writing code and controller and module files and models and all that, but I will show you a complete walkthrough of the code base that I have developed and the demo of the application, and I will also share the code base repository in the description of the video, and you can uh, find the idea from there, and then if you want you can try that code base at your own and just implement that kind of feature quickly if you need in your application, or if you need some kind of reference with the similar task, then you can use that code base, and I believe that will be really helpful for you. So let's start with the demo, and before starting, let's see what we will learn from this video. So here you will learn sign in with Google in Rails app, integrating Google Calendar with Rails app, create, edit, delete events in app and reflect on Google Calendar, and also you will see that integration of full calendar with Webpack. So let's start. Here is my code base. Okay, so I will show you the files that I have developed and what you have to make. So let's start with the terminal first. This is the terminal running on, and now let's create our first event. So you can see that you need to sign in or sign up before continuing. So I have only allowed users to be sign in with Google. So let's sign in with Google first. Here I have selected this Gmail account. You can just keep continue. This is, you can see this, you are seeing this because I haven't verified this app yet, but if you want you can verify your app because my app is in testing mode right now, so I haven't verified. So let's continue. Here you can see three services that Google will ask for me. Okay, calendar and account services. Done. Click on continue. Here you can see I have successfully authenticated from Google account. Now let's see this together. Okay, create your event, add a title, sample event for Diwali vacation. Title description would be about the description of the event. So let's make it lorem ipsum. Lorem ipsum. Venue. You can place your venue here. Indore, India. Guest list. Here you can provide comma separated emails, and those emails will be added as a guest of the event. So let's write typesimpec.com, ravi@example.com, ravi@cac.com. Okay, now let's write the start date. Click on that. That is fine. And now click on the 4 and select it and just save your event. Now you can see that this event is going to the Google as well. Okay, event has been successfully created, and now you can see three participants: Ravi at appsimpact.com, Ravi at example.com, and Ravi at csc.com. So all these attendees are sent to the Google. You can see the Google API has been called at the terminal. Okay, you can also see this response here as well. Now let's check it in the browser. So this is the event at my local Rails app. Okay, now you can see this event has been created here. You can see that Ravi on Rails as the organizer, and Ravi Kashyap, I mean Ravi at the Taps Impact, and Ravi at the CSE, and Ravi at the example.com as guests. The same list of guests that we have created here. Now, this is the email, and you here you can see another email as well that I have created as an organizer. Here I am the organizer. So you can see this is my organizer account, and I have created these attendees for this event. Now, both this Ravi at the CAC and example.com, Ravi at the example.com are guest users and dummy accounts. So I will not show you for that. So, but now you can see that these guests has been added to my event. So what we have seen so far, that I have created an event, and that event has been sent to the Google Calendar. Now let me add this event here. Sorry, edit. I will add another guest here. Let's say somebody at the rate example.com. And now I update this event. Okay, you can see this request is sent to the Google as well. Okay, and now check it on your calendar. When I click on this, you can see that somebody at that example.com has been added, and at my organizer account, you can also see that this somebody at that example.com has been added. So what we have seen this in this time, that we have edited an event locally, and that event has been updated on the Google Calendar as well. Now let's try to sync this with Google Calendar. Try to edit this event here. Let's say, let's click on this icon, edit event, and add the title. Sorry, add a guest here. Let's say something at that example.com. I think I need to provide a real email here. Yeah, let's add this. Okay, and click on save button. Okay, now you can see the one more email or one more guest has been added to this event. And now let's come to the index page, and you can see another button that is sync with Google. Okay, so now if you see that, you will see these four guests here. But if I sync this event with Google, then it will also update my guest list on local as well. So let's click on sync with Google. You can see that event has been synced with Google successfully. Now this latest user has been added to my attendees list. So we have seen here that we updated event on Google, and we have also synced that event on our local event as well. Now what we need to check now is that we need to check if what happened if we delete. So if we delete this event, we have seen display editing event on both local and Google. We have also seen creating events on both Google, local and Google. Now delete this event. If you delete this event, then it will also destroy the event from Google Calendar as well. Now you can see that this event has been deleted here. This event has also been deleted. Okay, so there is no event now. Okay, so this is what I have done for the creating events in local and sending that those events on Google Calendar. Okay, now let me show you the code base here. Let's come to the model in concerns, and you will see the Google Calendar API. Sorry, In this Google Calendar API, you will find everything like what this is first. You need to authenticate your Google Calendar client, so this is the method doing that. And then you can create your Google event. Okay, then is adding a quick Google event, and this is for editing events on Google, and this is for getting an event, or you can initialize your event into the Google Calendar. And these are the required parameters that you need to pass. And this is for deleting the Google events, and this is for adding event attendees. Okay, this method has been called here. Now let me show you the code where I'm authenticating user from Google. So this is the user model, and you can see this. Okay, this code is authenticating user from the Google, and you can try this at your own end as well. Now let me show you the event model that we need it. And you must need to define this calendar ID primary in your event model, and you need to include this Google Calendar API module in your event model. And you can make it like belongs to user. Why? Because user can have many events, and they can create as many as events. Okay, and there are some validations and callbacks as well, but you need to focus on these three callbacks. That after create publish event to Google Calendar. Why after create? Because first we need to save that event locally, and then after creating successfully events on our local, we need to pass that on Google Calendar. And after update, so once we successfully updated that particular event on our local, we need to send the updated details for that event on Google Calendar as well. And for destroying, I have used the before destroy callback, not after destroy. Why? Because whenever we update an event locally, then we need to make a Google Calendar ID for that event, and we save it to the events model. Okay, then before, if we delete destroy the events locally first, then we will lose that, we will not find that Google Calendar ID to remove that event from the Google. Okay, in that case we need Google Calendar ID, so we first delete the event from the Google, and then we delete event from our local Rails app. Okay, so these are three callbacks. Okay, and you can see here. And for syncing events, I have created a method that is in events controller. Sorry, this is not a method, that is a different action. You can see here, sync event with Google, and if you wish, you can sync all existing events with Google at once. Okay, and rest of the create and update actions are as we just create normal methods for our CRUD operation, so you don't need to worry about that. But yeah, you can see these things here. Now let me show you a full calendar that I have integrated. So when you click on that calendar, you will see this full calendar API created. Okay, but let's create the new event first so that you will see that on here as well. Simple event, Lorem Ipsum, venue, Indore, India. Com. Let's see this start date, and let's see this again, and now save the event. Okay, now let's see your calendar, this event on calendar. So you can see this event on your calendar. If you click on that, it will redirect you on show page of the event, and if you back, then you will see that event on calendar. So you can so I have also integrated the full calendar here as well. So there, because there might be chances that you have been asked that create event on local first and then display on calendar, so and so on. So you can use that reference. And here is what how I have used that. So just to go to the packs application.js, and you can see. Okay, this this is the portion where I have used this event calendar. Okay, sorry, full calendar for displaying events. Now this is the code base that I have developed, and now let me show you the schema. the required image that you need for this demo is events table, okay, and the users table. In events table you can see that title, start date, end date, and venue. Okay, venue, I have implemented that with auto complete as well. Like for venue, you don't have to write your address manually. Even you can use the Google Places API for selecting addresses. But I haven't used that just because of the API error, because that API needs billing, and I haven't activated that. So that's why I'm just using the static addresses for now. But if you can see here that I have selected city, state, country, lat, and long attributes as well. So I have a script already written for that autocomplete place here, and you can, if you want to use that script, you can use as well, so that whenever you type a menu, then it will allow you to select to get the place from autocomplete API. But for that you need a correct and verified and verified API, map API key, and you need to activate map API on your Google account first before using that. So if you wish, you can do that, else you can use simple static addresses as well. Now here is the code base repository that you can find. Okay, in this code base repository, I have explained everything that is required to set up the application in the README. And if you feel anything where you stuck, or you need some help while setting this application, then you can just let me know, and I will definitely help you. Just comment me, okay, and I will send you the tips that how you can do this successfully. Yeah, but one more thing that I'm missing here, that you need to generate your credentials. Okay, so you need to create first on console developer for Google. Okay, so you need to create your project first, and then after creating a project, you need to create credentials. So when you come to this page, here you can find your existing projects, or you can create a new projects as well. Okay, and then sorry, and then you can come to this credentials, and there you need to click on this create credentials button, and here you can choose API key if you want to use an API key for any purpose, or you can use, or you must use OAuth client ID, and that will give you a client ID and client secret. Okay, and that you need to put inside device.rb. You need to push it at the bottom of your device.rb file. Here you can see that what I have used config.omni google.2, and then here you need to provide Google client ID and then Google client secret, and then you can provide your callback URL, access type, prompt, and select account true, and scopes, user info dot email, and calendar. And once you add that, then you can see that we are using this client ID and client secret here as well in the while setting up the Google calendar client, that in secrets, Google client ID and Google client secret. So we need this. Okay, so this is the steps that you need to follow, and this is very simple application. But for first time, if you are doing this, then it would be a challenging stuff for you to do, and it would also be some time taking task for you. But if you go through the video and the code was shared in this video, then I'm sure that you can do this challenges task quickly. And if you feel anywhere like you need some help, or you are getting stuck, then just let me know through the comment section, and I would love to help you at any time. So thanks for watching the video, and I will prepare another important topic in upcoming days, and then we'll share with you. So thanks for watching this, and tata, goodbye, take care.